The subject experts, at the think tanks and at the State Department, they'll tell you it's all so very complex. It's really, really hard to understand. And just trust us. We are the ones. We are the truth tellers.
Douglas Burton is old school, a journalist who stands apart when it comes to covering Nigeria, and a veteran of war and Islamic terror with no patience for the politics and word games that come out of the U.S. State Department, where he worked for 2 years in Iraq.
We'll tell you that it's really about a dispute of local people over land. There's global warming. The herding peoples are getting into clashes with the resident farmers. And so that's what it's all about. It's tribal warfare. It's endemic to Africa. They'll tell you these things. But when you talk to the people who are the victims, they will tell you every time the massacres happened, a group of 10, 20, or 50 men come into our villages with machetes and assault rifles, and they're screaming, Allahu Akbar.
Which means God is great in Arabic.
That's correct, yeah.
And so to them, that means...
It's justified as conquest under the banner of Islam.
In the age of political persecution and denial in the U.S., simply mentioning Islam in relation to terrorists who identify and define themselves in these terms has been turned into forbidden terrain where all good men and women go to die, branded for life as purveyors of hate and Islamophobia, unless you have Doug Burton's heart, unburdened by prejudice, no shortage of moral courage.
The main thing that's killing 500,000 people in Nigeria, it's not an abstraction. Abstractions don't kill people. People kill people. And the people who are killing people are doing it in the name of religion.
And specifically in the name of Islam.
Well, they certainly are.
Churches are being burned and Christians are being murdered. And the U.S. is doing what about that?
I have to say, I don't know.
The U.S. is one of the largest donors of humanitarian aid and pledged $100 million this year. But little to nothing seems to reach the Christians who need it most. And U.S. Embassy staff don't go to these villages to see for themselves because it's too dangerous. That makes it easier for the Nigerian government to lie. According to Christian Solidarity International, more than 380 Christian communities in the north have been conquered in similar takeovers to Rankum since 2001, leaving 10 million Christians in poverty with no homes, no land, and no livelihood.